Alright guys, welcome back to class. In the previous session, we look at the different sheets. We're trying to set up our database. These are where the accountings actually started. We started from setting up the setup from the accounting system, where we have the company information and we have the validation list, right? This is just, it is not compulsory, it is just for to make the work more authentic. And we have the chart of account, which I have shown you, and we also look at the opening balances, what he has done, how we can get, how we automate the opening balances to get the different balances we are seeing here. Another thing I can do here right now is to make this bold so that it will be distinct from every other one. So just to make it bold, everybody will know that okay, it's automated right here. Whenever you see this bold, you know that it's automated formulas. Now we also, and I say when we come back, we are going to look at how to create the item or inventory sheet. Now, I told you that from the beginning of this class, I told you that accounting applications are built in modules, right? Now, why are they building them in modules, section by section? So that you cannot be confused, so that it will not confuse you when you are going to be using them. You know that when you come to your chart of account, it is called chart of account, and everything you're going to see there is about chart of account, is about account only. And when you come to your opening balance, you know that this is basically for opening balances only. You don't need to do any other thing here. It is opening balances. You can see it, enter your debit, enter your credit. That is just it. Every other thing will automatically be calculated apart from your comment. You can add comment about that transaction, right? Then here we're going to be looking at the inventory, how to create the inventory master sheet. Most of these things I have mentioned are actually not automated, are actually not we are moving, should I say, we are moving from basic to more advanced, right? Where we are going to be inputting some little formulas and automating the entire process. That is what we are doing. So the first formula we entered here, is we are now is getting our net opening balance and the net closing balance. Sorry, the net opening balance, I mean. We are getting the net opening balance as if we have any debit, any credit transaction on that, right? But you can see that is what we have here. Then here we have the max function, which returns whatever value that is greater than 0 from here, right? Whatever value that is greater than 0. And for the net credit, for the closing credit, we are getting the whatever value that is negative, we are converting it to an absolute number right here. That is what we have, right? So we can see it. You can see max minus E13 and whatever minus E13, then comma 0 to return whatever value that is there. Now here we are going to look at, we are going to also add a single formula in this sheet. Why are we adding a single formula? Because we are dealing with opening balances of inventory, right? If you have any opening balances of items that you have in store, you can go ahead. So the first thing first, like I always told us, is the code. Now when you understand how to use the code, it becomes important, right? It becomes easy. Now because I'm dealing with items, right, I can just go ahead and add the item initials and turn it into a code. You can see just like I did here. We have ITM dash 0001. That's for the first item, which I now call Pepsi. I type this in capital letter, Pepsi, right? And the category of that item is a pet product, right? The unit is going to be a pack. So we apply data validation here as well. The unit, instead of me typing pack, I will just have to select from here and select can. And where did I get this from? I have shown us. I get it from here. So the unit of measure, you can see pack and can. So that's where we have that. So I will just select, instead of typing, I can just select. I have shown us how to do data validation. For the sake of teaching purposes, let me also do it again. So you select the entire column or row, I mean. So select the entire column or row, then go to your data, then click on data validation, then select list. When you select list, come to your source here. You can see the source is saying equal to list. So to list. So what I'm going to do, let me just remove this now. So let me remove this first. So equal to, so I don't actually need to type that equal to. I can just go ahead and click this arrow that is pointing up. So when I click the arrow, then I have to click on list, then select the data list and click the arrow again, then you click OK. Then you have applied that data validation. You have applied that data validation on that entire row or column that you're seeing here. On this entire row, everything, anytime you want to select that item, you can select from here. Now we also have the opening quantity. Now the opening quantity here, let's say we are making it 500, right? 500. And the opening unit cost, let's say the opening unit cost is 2050 naira. Let's say the opening unit cost is 2050 naira, right? 2050, and that's the opening unit cost. Now you can see that automatically this has been calculated, right? So I will delete this so that we see. I will interpret this formula for us. So this formula says equal to A5. Sorry, equals to, if A5 is equals to nothing, then return nothing. Otherwise, multiply E5 by what? By the F5, which is now the opening unit cost. Opening unit cost you are seeing here. So that's what we have. You see, if I'm trying to explain this thing so that we understand the basics of what we are doing, right? I'm trying to explain it so we understand the basics of what we are doing. Now we are saying that equal to, if A5, which is now the item code, right? The item code is equal to nothing, right? Nothing can be, that's, you put this columns, nothing, comma, then return the same thing, nothing, right? But if otherwise, what we are going to do is we're going to now say our opening quantity, which is now the E5, multiply it by the opening unit, which is now this, and then do what? Close the bracket and enter. Okay, we have something. There's an error. Okay, this is supposed to be 2. Okay, so we have this, so it's supposed to be 2 here, then we close it. Wow. Okay, what is going on? What is going on? Sorry, sometimes it's always like that. When you're building something, you always have this problem, and I'm glad that we're having that problem so that you will see how to deal with it. So the column should be 2 here, right? Otherwise, return what? Return nothing, then comma, right? So enter. Right, so you can see we have gotten it. So when you have done that, you can just go ahead and click and drag the formula down, so that anytime you enter value, let's say we enter another item here, this item code, now I can just click and drag it will give me one. So let's say this is going to be, let's say, Malta Guinness. Right, so is scan. So what I will do here, I will say is scan. So I'll come here and say can. Then the opening quantity, I can just go ahead and say let's say 60, and the unit price is going to be, let's say 12,000. Right, so you can see automatically it has multiplied that together. So you can press your calculator and see if we are right. You can do that. Take it and leave your answer in the comment section. right? So we have the reorder quantity. Of course, you know, at what point will this item be low that we have to get another one? So we say reorder level is now going to, when the item is 30, we have to order. Then we have our standard sale price. The standard sale price here, we say, let's say is 3,000. Let's say it's 3,000, right? Then we have the inventory account. Now this inventory account is very important because every transaction here must be assigned to it. Now inventory account, of course, what I did here is data validation again. So where did I get it from? What I did is apply data validation on this. So this is our item and this is our account, expenses account. So but we are not using this one actually. We are not using this one yet. So this one, under this, we are going to now apply data validation. Sorry. Apply data validation on this. Right. So when you select the entire, is it row or column again? Anyway, you are seeing what I am doing. So when you select the entire thing, you come back, you come to your data, come to your data validation. Go to your list, right? Click on your list, select, go to your source. When you click on your source, you now see that you select the entire code. So when you select the entire code, then you click OK, right? When you click OK, so you can see from here you can as well be selecting the account you want. So the same thing on the cost of sales account. What this does is that it will multiply whatever that is sold from this unit, debit credit this account and credit this inventory account. Then by crediting it, we mean it is now reducing it. Then it will now debit the expenses with the same account here, which is now the cost of sales account. So the cost of sales account is what we are seeing here. The same data validation we apply, that is what we have here. So that's just as simple as that. So you can do it without wasting much of our time. Now let's move into the next sheet, which is now our customer master sheet. Now this is just like a customer register where you just enter the names of the customer and their details, whatever credit transactions agreement you have with them, right? Their credit limit that you are permitted to leave with the customer. So you can see it start with the customer code, then the name, then the phone, then email, address, city, credit limit, opening balances if there's any. Is this customer still active with you? Yes, it's active. Otherwise say non-active or inactive, right? Then you can put a note or comment, whatever you want to say. So it is used to maintain customer record for invoicing and receivables only. Just maintain their record, right? Maintain their record. That's just the thing you're going to be doing here. Then we have the supplier as well. Now the supplier section is also just like, it's just the same thing with the customer, but in this case it's for vendors or supplier. As you can see, the name, the supplier's code, the name of the supplier, the phone number, the email address, the address, the city, the credit terms. What credit terms do you have with the customer? Okay, you be paying me every 30 days if I supply goods to you. That is what that means. And because the vendor is actually active or inactive, you can select from there. So maintain supplier's record for purchases and payables here, right? That's where you're going to see it. Now we also have the purchase. Now this is where everything gets more interesting, right? This is where the transaction, this is where our automation actually starts. Proper automation starts from here, right? From here now we have started our automation process. So because I want to capture that moment alone, I don't want to include it in what we have discussed previously. I want it to stand alone as the basis for our automation, right? So when we come back in the next video, we're going to look at how to do that on our own and how to build this automated purchase journal, right? Automated purchase journal. This is the foundation of everything we have been discussing ever since, right? So when you come back, please stay tuned and make sure you subscribe, share this video, and It's going to help you a lot if you're a business owner. It's not only for accountant, it's not only for one beautiful thing about learning is that whether you are the one to do the job or you're not the one to do the job, the knowledge sticks with you. So you have to learn, pay attention to it, and you're going to have this file for you to practice with. Right, you're going to have this file for you to practice with. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. See you next.